Welcome back to Life on the Farm. Today, the high is about 50 degrees, and I thought, it's coming around to planting time, coming around to planting season, and I thought I'd do a farm tour of our main farm. This farm is where my grandma and grandpa live. They live on the farm. And we live right across the field from them. But I thought I'd just come on here and show you around the farm because I haven't done that yet. And so that way, when it comes spring, because this spring, I've got 3 GoPros, and I'm gonna try and get as much video as I can. Last spring I only got 1 video out, or 2 planting videos, and this fall I only got 1 harvest video out, and that was my fault. I never got video of anything. So this spring, this fall, this summer, I'm gonna get a lot more video, and I'm gonna try to push out a lot of content. But I figured this spring when we're planting and we say stuff about go to this place or whatever, you'll hear it on the video, and I figured I might as well do a farm tour, just to show you where everything's at and what we're talking about. Starting off right here, we have our diesel fuel pump. This is for our farm fuel to put in the tractors and the combine and stuff like that. And then over here, you have your road fuel, your road diesel fuel, and this goes in the semi. You're probably asking why is there 2 different diesel fuels, and how do you know the difference between the 2? The difference is the color, and like if you had a diesel truck and you put farm fuel in it, you could get a ticket or something like that. I forget what it is, because farm fuel, if I remember right, the tax is lower. If I remember right, the tax is lower on farm fuel than road fuel. So technically you could be putting farm fuel, if you have a source to farm fuel, could be putting farm fuel in your truck, and basically you could be cheating the system. So if a cop pulls you over and they check your fuel and it's farm fuel, I think you get a ticket. And I don't think it's a cheap ticket. But anyways, that's the difference between the 2. That's why you have farm fuel and road fuel. That's why we put road fuel in the semi and farm fuel in the tractors. Right here, you have the tool shed. This is where we keep mainly everything. I've sort of shown you inside of it. This is the front of the tool shed. Right here you have the driveway. Driveway comes along here. Right here is where you have the excavator. I'll go and show you. Here are our old sprayer booms. Before we got the 90-foot fast sprayer booms, these were our sprayer booms that we had. I don't quite know how many feet they were, but I know they aren't 90. At least I don't think so. But this is the old ones, and we have used these a couple times since we got the fast booms. But we really haven't used them that much. We've used them for like little spots that aren't very maneuverable with the fast 90-foot booms. In here you have my grandma's horse barn. She has horses. They aren't here currently because they are in Florida, and so she has someone take care of them while they are in Florida. So this is my grandma's horse barn right here. I'm not gonna take you in there because there's really nothing special. I think there's actually pigs in there. I think my cousin's pigs are in there actually, in the back part. I'll have to go see them. I haven't seen them yet. But right here, you have the excavator barn. Well, this barn is actually bigger than what the excavator's in. There's actually another part to it that's covered. But usually we keep the excavator or the backhoe in here. In the summer, we normally keep the excavator out and put the backhoe in here just because we're normally using the excavator in the summer more than we are in the winter. I've already made a video on the bins, but I'll explain a little more about them. Over there you can see you have the semi. Right here are the bins. Here's the grain dryer. Right here. This is our wet corn bin right alongside the grain dryer. And here you have the 3 big bins for dry corn. Well, we put dry corn in them. And you'll probably see that there is a big whopping pile of corn right here. And that's because, if you can see right there, there's a split in this bin. And basically, this pile of corn was little. It was, well, this is probably twice as big as what it was. Look, there's even more corn coming out here. Wow, that's great. Another problem we gotta fix. Goodness. Anyway. 2 videos ago, I showed you how the grain cart was hooked up to the TG. Well, it was hooked up because we had an auger sitting about like this that came from here, came from the door. Okay, we set an auger here and it went out there. Okay, well, the days that we did it, it was very windy, very rainy, and very muddy. So, in turn, we couldn't bring the semi out here, otherwise we got stuck. So what we had to do was we parked the semi just about right where it is, pulled it up a little bit, of course, but it's in the general position. We pulled the auger cart underneath the auger. I don't know where the auger would have sat, but pulled it underneath the auger and put it into the grain cart, and then we drove the grain cart over there, maneuvered it over there, and put it in the semi. So that was a bit of a hassle, trying to get all, but the reason we had to unload corn out of here was to release pressure off of this bin, because we didn't want it collapsing, and we didn't want the split going clear up. But you can see it still spilled a whole lot of corn out. This camera doesn't do justice to how much corn spilled on the ground. So we've got to figure out something for that. But over here, you just have the other 2 bins. The other 2 bins are fine. They haven't really split or anything like that, so that's good. And then if we come over here, you can see here's an auger. This auger is the auger we hook up to the 8770 in the fall. You can see the PTO shaft. If you don't know what PTO means, that means power takeoff. But this auger, I don't know how big it is, but basically has this swing arm right here, okay, and we can swing this underneath the hopper of the semi and unload corn into this, and then we can take it up to the wet bin. This auger does have hydraulic lift and lower, so we don't have to crank it. Or no. Yeah, it does. Never mind. I was thinking of this. This is not hydraulic. You have to use the cable here. But actually, the cable broke, or not, the cable didn't break, the handle broke. So we have to ratchet strap it. So, yeah, pretty safe. And then we come over here. This is our disc. It is a Case IH. I can't quite remember the numbers on it. Case IH 496, or an international. I think this is actually an international. I can't remember. But it's 496. It's red, so it's either Case or international. This disc needs some work done to it. This disc has been used and abused in its life. Pretty much all the bearings in it need replaced. Some of the discs need replaced. You can see there's a tire line there from it. So this disc definitely needs some work. It still works, but it needs some work. Right here, you have your fast 90-foot booms. These booms go on the 3-point quick hitch of the TG. That's what we put it on. I've shown you the monitor, or not really the monitor, but I've shown you the controls for it inside the cab of the TG in 2 videos ago, I think. These booms are very wide. Very, very wide. But they've held up. So, I guess that's good. Right here, you have a gravity wagon, and there's another gravity wagon on the other side of it. But, as you can see, this is, behind the bins, is about where everything that we still use, but we don't have room to put it. Actually, the disc, it goes over to a shed in one of our other fields, but we just never took it over there before winter, so it sat out here. But this is where the other auger sits. This is mainly where the augers sit, and everything that we can't put inside. This is where every implement that we can't put inside, this is where it sits. And then, if you come over here, this is sort of the junk pile. I guess you could say it's got a whole bunch of wood and buckets and chairs and looks like a dishwasher and, yeah. Wire, a bunch of wire. We've been looking for wire. We need to come down here and take some. Huh. Okay. Here is the bush hog mower. Or the brush hog. Can't remember what it is. But this basically will go on the we've put it on the A770, but the A770 is a lot of tractor for this mower. But what this mower can be used for is mowing down weeds, small trees, stuff like that. Here is the plow that we have for the A770, or any tractor, I should say. This plow goes on the 3-point, not the quick hitch, the 3-point, I'm pretty sure. And so basically, we've used this before for moving snow. And we mainly used it before we had the backhoe. But now that we have the backhoe, it's not really used as much. But that's what we've used it for. And right there, you have a tanker, old fertilizer tanker trailer. Right here, I'll show you this over here. Right here is the chisel plow. As you can see, it's missing a tire there. That tire's sort of obliviated. But we use this chisel plow for cleaning up fence rows. like raking stuff from the fence rows that we cleaned up. And we used it in the muck. As you can see, we put it on the E770, I think. And we used it then for like trying to open up the ground and dry it out. It didn't really work as we planned, but coming here, you just have some more junk, I guess you could say. There's the quick hitch for the A770. You can see that laying there, that red thing. This is the smaller excavator bucket, I believe. The smaller backhoe bucket. So that's that. Bunch of fence posts. Old tractor seat right here. Then you can see there's duals sitting right there. I don't quite know what those duals went to. I want to say the 460 that's sitting in the excavator barn, but I don't think so. I don't think that's what they went to. But if we go over here, make our way around here. Okay, right here you can see there's a basket for the accelerator. And then if you go up, we have an International Lodestar 700. This was a grain truck. This was the grain truck before we had bought a newer International grain truck. And then Grandpa sold that, and that's when we bought the semi. This grain truck, I think the parking brake went out in it. The brake still worked, but the parking brake didn't work. And I can always remember when we went to the elevator with this truck, before we started going to like the big elevators and stuff, when we went to our small local elevator, they weren't really small, but they were local and they knew us. They would always have a block sitting by the door to block the wheels when we would unload. Otherwise, it would start rolling away. So you either had to step on the, hold the brake and dump it, or you had to put a block in the wheels. And so they always had a block sitting there waiting for us on the wheels. Or sitting there by the door for the wheels. We did take the back door out of it when we tore down an old building of ours. We took the back door out of it and used it as sort of a dump truck, I guess you could say. So that's why there's no back door on it. I don't know where the back door is sitting at. This right here is a Chevrolet Viking 60. This blue truck right here. I do not know what was originally on the bed of it. I've never really heard. I heard at one time it was a grain truck, and then someone else told me it was a flatbed, so I don't know. I really don't know. That's what this is. You can see the inside of it right there. And then I'll show you, there's the back of that grain truck. So I'll show you the inside of this grain truck. See right there, there's probably a bunch of peanut things on the floor of it. The glare might be bad. Sorry if you can't see it. I do not know what year this truck is. I don't know what year the blue truck over there is. But yeah. Right here you can see we have a couple seed boxes sitting along the tool shed here. And then it's my grandma's horse pasture. Here you can see, if we come over here, you can see a rock pile that me and my cousin have sort of started, and then my dad and my grandpa have like sort of helped. We started out by taking the gator out in the field and just picking up rocks, and we got a gator load full to where the gator was almost doing wheelies. We went out and hand picked them, and then we dumped them, and we did that 2 or 3 years ago. And we've just sort of put rocks that we find in the field in this pile. So yeah. Then there's another one where we couldn't unload them here, so we just had to unload them there. But yeah, it looks like Grandpa had mowed a path through here with his mower. God, it's his mower, not my mower, I guess. But yeah, I think that might do it for the farm tour. I will take you in the tool shed real quick. Okay, here we are in the tool shed. Here is the NewHolland TG245. The backhoe. The battery's dead on the TG, and we do need to move the TG so we can get this motorhome out. And when my grandma and grandpa get home from Florida in about 3 or 4 days, they need to pull their big motor coach in. So we do need to plug this in, but I don't know where Dad and Grandpa want me to move it, so I don't know when we'll have a chance to move it, so I'm not going to plug it in right now. Otherwise I would move it if I knew where to move it to. Planter head, combine head. I did not show this in the last video, but here's my grandpa's grasshopper. I think it's a 725D. He doesn't mow he has a lot of yard to mow, and so I mow it now. He doesn't really mow it anymore. He uses this more as the bush hog that you would like put behind your tractor and mows down trees with it pretty much. But okay, I guess. Here is where we have all our parts and stuff, and sorry if the lighting's not good. But I can't really help it. I guess there's a light right there. But anyways, I won't be in here long. This is where we have all our bolts, all our spare parts down here, anywhere from electric motors to combine teeth, 3/4 bolts to pretty much anything you want. Except the thing seems to be that there seems to be everything you would ever need here, and then when you need something, it's not here. That seems to be how it is here. But I guess that's how it goes. So that's that. The tools are in my grandpa's race trailer, his race car trailer. Mainly, but that's that. This is pretty much where I have anything from bolts to motors to anything you pretty much would need. Here's our scrap metal pile right here. This is where all the scrap metal goes. And then if you can tell, there are doors right there. There's a set of 2 doors right there. And then there's a set of 2 doors right here. These doors get used more often because they're in the front of the barn. So, but there, I'll show you when we go outside here. Here's where we have all our chains. I don't know why this one's drug out in the middle, but this is where we have all our chains, our air compressors right there. And yeah. So right here, you can see is one set of doors. Right over here, you can see is another set of doors. So that's that. that's pretty much the main farm. Now we do have buildings and some fields. And we do have buildings and fields where we keep some equipment, and then we have a barn down at our house where mainly keep equipment, but that's where the cattle are, and stuff like that. So this is the main farm. You could see on top of that building there, right there, the roof has flipped over from strong winds. It's a pretty good section. We do definitely need to fix it. It's probably about the size of that garage door sitting there. But we definitely do need to fix that. But other than that, that's pretty much the whole farm, at least as it sits right now. When we get equipment out and stuff, it'll make, you'll see more of it. Like I said, I will get GoPros on equipment this spring. I'm going to try to do at least 2 videos a week, if not 1. Definitely 1 video a week I'm going to try. And then I really want to get 2 videos a week. That'd be a big step up. But that's about it for this video, I think. I don't really have much else to say. So, other than that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you guys in the next video.